I'm not going to say I was a great mom, but I did my best. With what I was given, I gave my best. Yeah.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're in beautiful Redlands, California with Renee. How you doing, Renee?
I'm doing good.
Hey, you know what's funny? I used to live in Redlands, and right behind us is the old Kmart. I used to work there way back in the day. You ever used to go to Kmart?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Did you ever work there?
Nope.
Yeah. So, are you from Redlands, or where are you from?
I am not. I'm actually from the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I was born in Hayward, born and raised in the East Bay for the last. I've only been here for 3 years. Put it that way.
Okay, E40.
That's right. Mac Dre.
You know all that, huh? Too
Yeah.
short. Do you give us permission to use this video on our YouTube channel? Mm-hmm. Okay, now you have a very interesting story. We've been talking for the last couple of days, and I want you to tell us what your childhood was like and how you got into this mess of addiction and homelessness. Now, before I go on, do you work the streets at all?
No.
Have you ever worked the streets?
No.
Okay, what kept you away from that?
I don't know. I just can't. I just can't do it.
Okay.
I just can't do it.
There's
There's two things out here. It's either you're a hustler or you're a hooker, and I'm a hustler.
Okay.
So I do what I can to make money, but no, I do not bust dates.
Okay. All right, Renee, if it's okay with you, can we take it back to the beginning?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Where were you born? Where were you raised?
I was born and raised, like I said.
All that.
I was born and raised East Bay. I lived there my whole life. I had an idyllic childhood. I had a great childhood. Happy. Nothing major ever happened. You know, my parents got divorced when I was like 12. But other than that, I've had a great childhood. I didn't finish high school. I got married and had a child at 21. I was a stay-at-home mom for almost all my adult life. I left my husband in 2016, and maybe 6 months after that, I met my second baby's father, and I had 2 kids with him. I was still living in Northern California. Things started to kind of go bad there. It started off with drugs had a lot to do with it. Things kind of got out of hand, and we kind of lost the place we were living in. I have 6 kids. I have 5 boys, 1 girl. My oldest is 18, my youngest is 2. So my baby's father, the second one, is from Chino, California. Chino, California, sorry. So I actually met him living up north. Then when things started to go bad up north, we moved down here. His mother lives down here. We got a little bit of help from her support. Then when we moved down here, we stayed with her for just a little bit, and then we had to go out and get our own place. So, which is where we ended up going to San Bernardino, which, by the way, is cool. It's a cool place, but it's a wild, wild west out there for sure. Anyways, so we moved to San Bernardino. It was all 7 of us. Well, actually, it was 6 at the beginning because I had another child when I was out here right when COVID started. All 6 of us lived in a 1-bedroom apartment in the ghetto. Right off of Del Rosa and Linwood, off the 210 in San Bernardino. It's a pretty rough neighborhood. We lived there for, I don't know, it started, it was about 6 to 8 months before it started to get really bad and violent. Lots of gunshots, lots of shootings, lots of things happened. Basically, you know, I have no criminal record. I'm not a felon. You know, having kids and stuff, being a stay-at-home mom kept me pretty grounded throughout the years. You know, I just never got caught. But so basically, something happened. There was a major crime that happened on the property, and the FBI got involved. And basically, everyone was under surveillance, and they had surveillance footage of me and my baby's dad in our own home, but at the doorway with guns in hand. Well, my baby's father is a felon. And so they used that as a reason to do a 5 a.m. no-knock search warrant, flashbang grenades, military tank in the driveway, the whole 9, to almost the whole apartment complex. That morning was my son's birthday, was my son Dominic's birthday. It was May 17th, 2021. My baby's dad had a AR sitting out next to the safe, the gun safe that we had. Of course, he wasn't gonna go and grab it, and while the SWAT team is busting our door down. So after that, basically, they took our kids. I wasn't supposed to go to jail. The FBI guy had said that, my baby's father had said, I'll take all charges. It was my weapon, because my weapon I can't get in trouble for. But his, he could. So we were told that, okay, fine, cool, whatever. And then they took him to jail. And then they took off my handcuffs. They let me hold the baby. My baby was 6 months my youngest was 6 months at that time. They took him to jail. They let me hold the baby, took off my handcuffs. And then 15 minutes later, they put the handcuffs back on me and told me I was going to jail. They gave me no chance to call for family. They gave me no chances to do the family first thing, which is the first part of your first right, your most biggest right when CPS gets involved, or DFSS, or whatever it's called. So they would not let me call family. My kids went straight into the system. After that, they cut your benefits. We slowly and surely lost everything. Everything I ever loved, everything I ever cared about, everything we lost. It was really hard to get we tried to get our kids back, but they put like this massive amount of list of things that had nothing to do with the raid or guns or anything. It's just a ridiculous list. And then like our social worker would like straight up sabotage our visits. Just some really shady ass shit went on down here in San Bernardino County. And
when you say sabotage your visits,
yeah, like she would say like, oh, your visit's this time. And then like I would call to make sure that the visit was on time. And she'd be like, oh no, it's not, even though I have it in text that it was. And then when I got there, even though she said she was going to call the lady, and she didn't, and the lady left with my kids, so I didn't get to have visitation. There was just several times where the visitation didn't happen because of them. And of course, in court, that looks bad on us. They don't give two shits about people's families or people's kids. As far as I'm concerned, they're human trafficking. They steal people's kids. For as long as I've lived out here and then on the streets, I spent a lot of time on the streets of Pomona, Ontario, downtown LA, everywhere. I've been everywhere. But especially Pomona, especially San Bernardino, nobody has their kids. Nobody. You don't see kids anywhere. Nobody has their kids.
Why do you hang out? Those are like those areas where there's a lot of tracks. Why do you hang out?
Because it's a lucrative area. It's always active.
All right, so Renee, how do you make your money out here if you don't prostitute or anything else like that?
I do a number of things. Whatever opportunity presents itself, I take advantage of it. I sell drugs if I have to. I boost from the stores, which is I steal stuff from the stores and sell it for half price to whoever. Sometimes I panhandle.
That's where I think I met you. Remember I told you
it could have been. It's very possible. Okay. I was on the streets, after San Bernardino. The cops basically told us in San Bernardino, like where we lived, there's always activity there, and they said you should move.
I don't want to interrupt you, but that area you're talking about, when I was in college, I lived over there. I lived on Dayton and Del Rosa.
Okay, so that's on the other side of the freeway.
Very dangerous area.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally, my 3-year-old know how to get on the ground when you hear shots, gunshots.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
It must have been so traumatizing for them.
It was. I'm still traumatized.
Yeah.
I'm
for
still
the children too. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, my older kids, yeah, probably. But so when we left San Bernardino, we were basically told, the cops basically told us, hey, there's probably going to be an indictment, a federal indictment. You guys should leave if you can. And so we left. We left our 1-bedroom apartment to be homeless in Ontario. We did that for a while. My ex was supposed to turn himself in I think it's February of last year, and he went on the run. So we were on the run. Well, not we, but he. I was with him. And then in April of last year, we got caught in a G-Ride, which is a stolen car. In April, and they took him. At that point, I was on the streets by myself. And that was really hard.
Where did you stay?
Wherever I could. With friends, people I'd meet, people going through the same shit as me. Really. Like,
where's
all
he
these,
now, your ex, or the guy you're with?
He's in Chino, Ontario area. I still talk to him. It's unfortunate that we can't make things work because we lost everything.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame because, I can't say drugs had everything to do with it, but definitely drugs has a lot to do with it. It sort of changes your mentality. Of course it does. It changes your environment, the people you hang out with, all that shit.
Now, how old are you?
I'm 40.
And how many kids do you have again? 7?
I have 6.
6 kids with how many dads?
2.
All right, you have a message to your kids before we go on?
I'm sorry that I don't keep in contact with you guys. It's really hard for me because I feel so guilty and I feel so bad about what happened, and I can't, it's really hard for me to bring myself to call you guys because I guess I f***ed up so bad, and I'm just really sorry. And I know eventually when I get myself together and I find the courage to get help and get clean, then it'll be a lot easier for me. But I feel like you guys are gonna worry about me. I know you guys already do, but this is for TJ, Isaac, Dominic, and Zoe, and then for my youngest 2, Benjamin and Angel. I'm so sorry because I didn't have to go through this. I never had to worry about where my parents were. I never had to ask myself why were my parents here? Why didn't they try to come and get me? Why don't they care about me? I never had to deal with that. I never had to go through that. And so I'm really hard on myself, and I want you guys to know that I fucking love you guys so much. And I would do anything.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I hope they hear that and they understand that you're just going through a struggle.
Yeah.
You sound like a really intelligent young lady.
I am.
What were your talents growing up?
I'm a born leader.
Yeah.
I'm outspoken.
What did you aspire to become when you were a little girl?
Honestly, I didn't realize what I wanted to do with life until I got older.
Okay.
And if I could go back and do everything again, I'd be a geologist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love earth science.
So when did you drop out of school?
About 10th grade.
Okay. You said you grew up with both parents?
Mm-hmm.
There was no abuse in the home at all? No physical, mental, sexual? You had a perfect childhood. What did your parents do?
My dad's a truck driver. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My grandparents that live in the same town, were married for 55 years.
What's your greatest childhood memory? Some of your best childhood memories?
Christmas, all holidays.
Okay.
Holidays is a really big thing for me, especially with my kids. And now holidays don't mean shit, which is really sad for me.
That'll change. Don't worry. When you get them back. Okay, so you had a great childhood.
Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 sisters.
Okay.
I'm a middle child. I have an older sister.
Are they struggling with anything, or are they?
My sister's struggling the same way as I am, but she's all new to this.
Okay.
So she's brand new.
Speaking of that, new to this, you said you haven't been doing it too long. When did you start getting into heavy drugs?
Actually, I did heavy drugs. I smoked dope when I say dope, I mean meth. I smoked dope in high school.
Okay.
I did it here and there throughout life, but it was never my main thing. My main thing's always been weed. If I had to give up everything, I could only pick one thing, definitely be weed. I need weed to function and be normal, okay? I have to smoke weed. It calms me down, takes the edge off. I just need that to keep grounded. But I smoked dope all throughout my life, but never for a long period of time. This is probably the longest period of time I've done it.
In your 20s, did you have a job? Did you work anywhere?
Stay-at-home mom.
Oh, yes, okay. You were raising kids.
I had so TJ is 18, and then Dominic and Isaac are back to back. So they are 13 and 14. So I had them back to back. So I had 3 kids under the age of, I don't know. It was rough. Let's put it that way. It was really rough. I stay-at-home mom. My ex-husband had a good job and worked. He commuted and so that took a lot of his time, and he worked far away because he made good money, and so a lot of the time I was home just taking care of my kids. I'm not gonna say I was a great mom, but I did my best with what I was given. I gave my best. Yeah, and I look back and there's a lot of things I could have done better, like all the times that and then my message to people, hey, you think your kids they might annoy you and they're bothering you. You know, you're at the store and they're they're acting up. You just want to, you know. But hey, man, I'll tell you what I wouldn't give to be able to take that back.
That's
and to cherish that time. Yeah.
That's a great message.
I never thought I would ever that I would ever think about that and be like, damn, like what the is my problem? But like I see kids now and like, God, that shit breaks my heart, you know?
What is your message to young people wanting to get into drugs or anybody in general?
You know, I met this girl the other night and she'd only been on the streets for like 3-4 weeks. Young girl. You know what I told her? I said, go back home. Go back home. Stop doing drugs. Go back home. If you want to live this kind of life, this fucking life is for nobody. This life's for no one. It's not. Streets are nice to nobody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter.
What's the worst thing that's happened to you on these streets?
I continually get my shit stolen.
Now, is that because you pass out or?
No. It's like, oh, I'll leave my stuff somewhere. Because, I mean, how am I going to carry around all that shit all the time? The whole goal is to not look homeless. Okay, you see, I don't look homeless. I'm walking around. I look normal. But you know, I'm not trying to carry around all my bags, you know, because that makes you look homeless and people judge you. People treat you differently. So I don't do that. So I'll usually, hey, can I keep my bag here? And then what happens, you know, or there's been times where, yeah, can I keep my bag here? And then I'm not able to come back because I have my own car. So I go somewhere with somebody and something happens. Shit happens, right?
Do you have a driver's license?
Uh-huh.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Stay-at-home mom. I drove a soccer van for 15 years.
Never had a DUI or anything?
No.
Okay.
I never had a drug charge. My record is clean. I got 2 detentions. Once for the raid, for the child endangerment, which they never charged me with. And then one for a GBI against my ex, which is ridiculous because it was like I threw like a half-empty soda at him. Yeah. And the neighbors who wanted to, the nasty-ass neighbors, if you're out there, you nasty-ass bitches, wanted to get with my man. So I was 7 months pregnant. That was the first time I ever went to jail. I went to West Valley. I got no mattress for 2 days and no care kit. And I mean, like, I had bruises on my side from sleeping on that metal bed. But yeah, I did 3-day no file, got on a no file, you know, both times. That's the only time I ever went to jail.
What's the nicest thing someone's done for you on the streets?
Nicest thing someone's done for me is giving me money.
Yeah? What's the most?
Definitely. Because that's, or taking me out to eat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the best, what's your favorite kind of food?
I like Asian food.
Yeah? Chinese?
No, Vietnamese.
Oh, Vietnamese?
Yeah, my baby's dad. Okay, so my first husband is Filipino.
Okay.
And my, excuse me, my baby's father, the second, he's Vietnamese. So I like Asian food. I do like Asian
Vietnamese?
food. Huh?
You speak any Vietnamese?
Not really.
No. You like Asian food? Okay, maybe we can get you some Vietnamese food. I'm sure there's
I like
a lot in
pho.
Redlands.
I can make it too. I can cook. I get down in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things I can do. I'm skilled. I can do nails. I can cook. I mean, there's just a list of things. I can work on cars.
Yeah.
I know how to do everything myself.
Speaking of that,
I learned on YouTube.
Someone watching this and they want to help you out or maybe provide guidance for you. What's your email address?
My email address is it's for my youngest two, as their nicknames. Yum Yum, YUM, Bam Bam, BAM 2020.
If someone wanted to help you, what besides money? Anything else they can help you with? Housing, food.
All the above.
Would you be willing to go to rehab? Because we have some subscribers that actually have connections to rehabs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I think I told you this before, but I've never had a problem quitting. Like I actually did it like a month ago. I just wanted to see if I could still quit.
Quit
and so,
what? Do you do fentanyl too? Or
no, hell no.
Okay.
I don't around any of that shit.
Okay.
I've never done sherm. I've never done heroin. I've never smoked crack. You know, I've only done shrooms, acid, maybe peyote once. I never done any of that shit. I've always just been, I have enough problems in my life. I definitely don't need any more. I quit like a month ago just to see if I could for 5 days.
Yeah,
Cigarettes and dope.
That's great. Where were you staying?
I don't remember. I was still on the streets or whatever.
You were.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm able to do it.
Have you been clean for long periods of time?
Yeah.
What's the longest?
Probably 10 years.
10 years? You never told me that.
Yeah, I told you I did it all throughout my life.
Okay.
I did it all throughout my life. So like I'll walk around for maybe a week or two and not touch it for 10 years.
When was that 10-year period, the last one?
Oh God, I think I smoked dope when my first child was like maybe a year old,
Okay.
and then like I f***ed around for like maybe a few days, got really fucking high, and then had to get back to normal, right? And then I don't think I touched it again until I was 30.
Wow. What
Yeah.
kept you away from it? Did you go to NA or anything? Or
No.
You just had,
I just stopped doing it.
You were happy with your husband and your kids?
I was addicted to pills for 10 years.
What kind of
Norcos.
pills? Okay.
But I got off that myself too. I stopped taking those.
Are your parents still alive?
Yeah.
You talk to them still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sure they still love you.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Can they help you out at all?
Kind of. My mom helps me.
Where'd she live?
In Oregon.
Oh, your dad?
And my dad lives in Reno.
What's your message to your mom?
I know that I know you're worried about me, and I know you care, and don't think that I'm mad at you because you can't help me more. You know, I know you do the best you can, and you've done a lot for me. Even the times when I get mad, and I might say some mean stuff to you, but I don't really mean it, and you know that I love you too.
Yeah, don't say nothing mean. Your mom, she took
Nah,
care of you.
I know.
And you said she was wonderful.
But sometimes it gets sometimes it's a little frustrating on the streets, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Besides me having to lose my stuff, and starting over and over and over. Like when I did get a leg up on my life, which was at the beginning of the year, I bought a car, and I bought a car up north. I went home for a little bit, not home but up north, and it was the same shit. I was still in the streets, but I was able.
You bought a car recently?
I bought a car, and I came back down here, and then somebody stole it.
Wow, so you're a functioning addict. I mean, you just need.
I can do it. I can get a job. I can do all that.
Can you put away this dope forever? You think one day?
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, happy people don't do drugs. They don't.
Do you have any mental conditions at all? Growing up, were you diagnosed with anything?
ADHD, but.
Do you have a learning disability?
No. I'm like a sponge. I pick up things quick.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm a hard worker. You know, I'm street smart.
What about your dad? He's a fellow trucker. What's your message to him?
He's dad. he's not a very he's not super doting. So he's getting better, but he doesn't show emotion as much. You know, he's very simple. But my message to him and my stepmom, Chris, that I know you guys, especially Chris, it's a tough love thing, and she has offered, come up here, I'll put you in a program.
Mom?
My stepmom.
Okay.
Come up here, I'll put you in a program, and we'll get everything going for you. But I didn't want to leave at that time because at that time I was still doing visitation with the kids.
Oh, so your kids are down here. Right?
They were down here.
Okay, but down here.
Because my ex-husband has the older 4, and then my ex-sister-in-law, my baby's dad's sister, is adopting the youngest 2.
Now, how does that work? If a county has their kids, when they open up the case, in a certain county, they hold that case, right? Where were the kids?
They transfer it.
Oh, they transfer to a different county. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Which is a good thing in my case, because San Bernardino County,
Yeah.
for real, they steal people's kids.
San Bernardino County steals people's kids?
Yeah, they do. They don't do that shit. That don't happen up north like that.
Now, when you're growing up, was there a teacher that influenced you, that when you wanted to impress or be cool with?
Yeah, her name was Mrs. Saavedra.
Mrs.
She was back in when you're in I went to continuation high school, which is like the bad kids high school.
Not always.
Not always. I'm not saying it is, but that's where you go when you up in regular high school.
Yeah.
So I went. So when I was in middle school, they had sort of a class, and it was it was basically the same thing. It was like a special class for kids that were special. But she was my teacher. I really liked her.
Oh, was it a special ed program?
No, it was like a continuation middle school, but in one class.
Got
For a class, maybe 15 kids.
Like a resource room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it was all day, it was the same class.
What was great about her?
She was with the she didn't take no shit either. And she knew when you were lying, and she didn't care if you liked her or not. She was like, this is the way it is, and that, But she was also kind and caring. I unfortunately, I think she passed away. Yeah, she was probably older when I was in school, and that was a long time ago. So, but unfortunately, yeah, I think she passed away.
And then were you popular? Oh, you're a popular kid, probably. Huh? You smoked weed.
I'm the type of person that I was friends with all the different cliques.
Yeah. Were you a bully?
No, absolutely not.
You look like you're anti-bully.
I am.
I could tell.
I'm not cool with that shit.
Yeah, that's great.
I was friends with the kids that had Down syndrome and shit.
That's awesome.
I looked out for them. Hell yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of fans. People.
Yeah,
like
I'm not cool with that shit. I taught my kids the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm
you
one
love
time.
Animals too.
Yeah. Animals love me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had dogs and cats and lizards and all sorts of shit.
Lizards you have?
I had a bearded dragon.
Did you? Those were popular back a while back.
But yeah, I taught my kids that I taught them that it don't matter what color you are.
Yeah.
I taught them that everyone's equal, and I don't like that shit. I don't like racism. I don't like people judging people. We were in Denny's one time. This is several years ago, but this kid had like Tourette's or something, right? And he's being really loud, and my kids started laughing, and I smacked him in the arm, and I said, "Hey, don't make fun of him."
Yeah.
I was like, "What if that was you, fool?" Not fool. I didn't say fool, but I said, well, what if that was you? I said, don't do that. I said, because he can't help himself.
That's great.
You know, and so if you ever see, I always tell my kids, you ever see anybody being bullied, I don't care. You stick up for them, because that's not cool. It's not cool to make somebody else feel bad about themselves.
It's not.
Hell nah.
What were you listening to back then?
I listened to rap.
Yeah.
And punk rock.
You like punk rock?
I love all music except country. But back in high school, I was a hardcore punk rocker and gangster rap.
Yeah. Who's some of your favorite gangster rappers?
Andre Nicotina, Mac Dre. You know, and then like punk rock was just like punk rock was kind of all over the place, like Pennywise and like.
Pennywise.
Like I liked Minor Threat.
Okay.
My first concert was Slayer when I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. You know, yeah, I like all music.
You ever go to Vegas?
I've been twice.
Oh, you don't go there? You don't hang out there? You look like a Vegas girl. No?
Nah, I'm not no Vegas girl. No, I'm good.
A lot of concerts there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a lot of concerts everywhere.
Slayer? Was it Slayer or somebody else was there? I was going to go see, but I saw Brooks and Dunn. I don't really listen to country. They were in Laughlin.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I've seen Slipknot, System of a Down. I've seen Page and Plant, Led Zeppelin, from Led Zeppelin. I've seen Eminem, Ice Cube. I mean, I've seen a lot.
Hey, you're really seasoned on the streets, and
I am.
And you sound like you really care about people.
I do.
If someone is struggling, you know, they've been clean short periods of time, but they just can't seem to stay strong and go through with it. What are some of your advice on helping someone like that, or guiding?
You can't do it. It's not gonna work until you're ready. It won't work until you're ready to do it.
What does it take to get ready, you think, in your views?
Most people, it's hitting rock bottom. And rock bottom is usually, that's not just the streets. That means like going to jail. Mm-hmm. And really being in a place that you don't want to be. It takes a traumatizing event.
You should be a counselor. I'm serious.
I know.
You should get straightened out. I can help you or guide you, and maybe some of our subscribers can guide you. You can straighten up and do a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Very photogenic.
Yeah. I don't. Not when I'm taking pictures.
Look, you know, you don't.
when I selfies, I can't do that.
No, you're very photogenic.
Thank you.
You have a very powerful voice, and
Yeah.
you're outgoing. You speak eloquently. You should really do it.
I have a good vocabulary.
You do.
I know. I'm loud.
You're loud.
Hey, one more thing. I'm for the revolution, okay? The system.
Tell me about this revolution.
The system.
Okay, young lady, have you ever lived anywhere else in the world?
No.
Okay. We'll talk about that sometime.
And I know where you're going with this.
Okay.
I know. I get it. But at the same time, you know, I see
You know
a
where
lot
I'm
of.
from, right?
Huh?
You know where I'm from, right?
I think so.
I was born in Afghanistan.
Okay.
Okay.
And I get that.
Okay,
I'm not
good.
saying. Listen, I'm not saying we don't have it here. I'm not saying we don't have it good here.
Okay. I want to hear you. I want to hear you. I'm not judging you.
I know. I'm saying that the system, the part of the system that affects most of these people out here, which is the prison system, the judicial system, child welfare system, okay? That's old, outdated, okay? They ruined my family. They traumatized. That's irreversible damage that can never be taken back. For what? For child endangerment? For something that we didn't get charged with. No one ever served time for that. We didn't get charged with that. We didn't go to court for that. And they still took our kids. My kids' lives are forever ruined because of that. And then the prison system, okay? You have these people, these felons. You have these felons like my ex-husband, my baby's father, who are not violent criminals. They never got convicted of violent crimes, but yet they can't own a gun, which is our constitutional right to bear arms to protect our home and family. Basically, they do time, they get out, and they get constantly harassed by the cops. Okay, I'm white, all right, so I use that to my advantage. Okay, I have no criminal record, so they can't with me, and I give them, I with them purposely. I put that out there before they can even say anything to me, because I want them to know they're not gonna with me like that, and they don't intimidate me, because all they are cops, and I know what they do, the abuse of authority, and how they treat people, and how they try to intimidate people. Like, for instance, you know, going around asking, you on parole, probation? You know what, fuck you, okay? What does that have to do with anything? So they have the right to search your shit and invade your privacy whenever? That's bullshit. It's sad. Yeah. It gets them back into the cycle. Puts them back in jail, 10-day flash because they f***ed up or they didn't report or whatever. Man, it's hard enough to get a job for them. They can't do shit, you know?
Prison system's screwed up. We could talk about that for hours.
Same with same with CPS. CPS dropped the ball I don't know how many times with my kids. And you guarantee I gave the CPS worker heard it from me. You know how many times I told that bitch, do your job. Step your game up, fool. Do your job. Those are my kids.
Depends on the county, too. Some counties are great.
Hey, up north, that don't happen up there.
I heard Riverside's great.
All down south is pretty bad when it comes to kids.
North?
Everybody has their kids. I had CPS call time. I had a few like, not cases, but close to it. Never once did it get close to taking my kids.
Well,
ever.
Your kids are all in the system?
We're the youngest four. No, they're with family now.
Oh, they are, because they.
But my youngest two, I lost custody of them.
They can be in the system till they're 21 now. You know that, right?
There's supposedly a limit on that.
Oh, there is. Okay.
When they're under the age of 1, they only get 1 year.
And they can go to college for free too.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll talk.
I hope my kids go to college, but.
Hey, I was gonna say this was an amazing interview. Thank you so much, Renee.
I hope it's powerful, and I hope
it is powerful.
I hope people see that, because you know what, like I was saying about the whole, I don't sound stupid, and no, I'm not smoked out. Okay, the whole revolution thing. Hey, history always repeats itself. Okay, just know that history always repeats itself. We're gonna 1776 this bitch again. Okay, you guys know the Battle of Concord and Lexington was over ammunitions. Okay, because the British tried to steal our guns. That's what it was all about. And then what we do, we waged war on them because they're not going to take our shit. Okay, we're a tyrannical government. That's where we're living now. They think they can do whatever the f they want. And that's not cool.
You're very deep. We could talk.
That really bothers me. Like, that's really passionate about that shit.
Are you down for an update?
Yeah.
In a few months?
Yeah. I'm down. Let's see where I am by then. Hopefully, because I came close to being arrested, really close in the last couple months. Yeah. At least 3 times.
Let's not get arrested. You're gonna have a lot of people hitting you up and trying to help you out.
I'm down. Hey, hit me up.
What's your Cash App?
My Cash App is
How you feel about this interview? You feel a little better?
Yeah, I feel good, because you know I like to get my word out there like this. You know, one thing I was gonna tell you is that after being on the streets for like 6 months by myself, I ran into this guy. I ran into these 2 guys. At first I thought they were kind of creepers, but they turned out to be really cool. I think they were gay. But one could read people and read their auras and stuff and read them.
Read them, really?
Yeah, and so he asked if he could read me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys know anything about, it's called indigo children. Indigo children are children that came in through the late 70s and all through the 80s, and they came here to up, to break the old norms and the failing systems that don't work. Basically, this guy, he said, I'm gonna read you, and he goes, have you ever heard the term indigo? And that was it. And he said, is there anything you want to ask me? After he goes, he tells me a little bit of stuff. And I said, yeah, I have one question. Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I at where I'm supposed to be at right now? Is this where I'm supposed to be at in life? And he looked at me, he said, yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And and at that point, I still didn't know my purpose of doing all this. And then about a month later, it clicked, and it was to expose CPS and the system. That's what I wanted to do, a documentary for a long time. For a solid like 6-8 months, I really was dead set on doing a documentary and getting people on camera and documenting them and getting their stories written down so that I could make something like that. To expose, because a lot of people around here, that are busy living their lives don't know what's going on, and how the system really is foul and takes advantage of people.
Well, you can. You just gotta get clean. You can do it.
Even if you're not clean, you still get your word out there.
Yeah, you can.
But the point is that, you know, that's what I knew that's what I was supposed to do. You know, is to get my word out there and have people listen to me. Because how many people, everybody I meet on the street doing this same thing, all going through the same thing, living in motels, living on the street, trying to survive. That's why people steal from stores, just FYI, okay, people out there. That's what we have to do. We don't have, yeah, okay, we have choices. I could get clean, I could go do this, but right now, this is what I'm doing. Because I honestly, I'm lost, and I've lightweight given up.
One more time, you've been lost, like what, 3 years now here in the Southern California?
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
Since I lost the kids.
Okay.
Because once I lost them, it was I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever done is been a stay-at-home mom.
What are they asking you to do, social workers?
Oh, the list was a psychiatric evaluation, which has nothing to do with a gun being found in my home. Drug testing, which no drugs were found in my home. I wasn't on drugs. Domestic violence classes, which no history of domestic violence except for the one GBI, which I never even got charged with. We had no other calls to the house, anything like that, okay? It was, and then like, I was like 2 other things on top of the normal things with parenting classes, this and that and that. They had a whole gang of shit for me to do. And none of it had anything, 75% of it had nothing to do with, put it this way, when they took my kids, the FBI had raided my house. They take everything from your house, they search through everything, and they dump it in the middle of each room. CPS put it on my paperwork that's how my house looked normally. That's how my house was dirty. That's what they said. Yeah, they really screwed me over. They really tried to make it look like whatever. Psychiatric evaluation, I have no idea why they wanted that. Never had any reason, never did a 5150 at the hospital, nothing ever like that.
Let's say you wanted to get clean. Do you know where to go in this area? There's a lot of help in this area. Actually, I'm going to give you a number too.
My baby's dad, his cousin actually was going to get me in a couple weeks ago. And I just wasn't ready yet.
We can help you with that.
I'm getting closer. Just put it that way. I'm getting closer because all the things that happen to me out here puts me closer and closer to it.
Because I go to Nevada a lot. I don't have any connections there, but here I can hook you up.
My stepmom has connections in Nevada, but yeah, of course. Okay. Hey, shoot it my way. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I feel like I have something to prove. Like I can make it on my own, and that's probably a good reason why I'm still out here. Is because I really feel like, because I know I can quit drugs, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm waiting for. But I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Every time something bad happens to me out here, I'm this much closer, you know.
Let's do it, Renee.
I know.
I know you can do it.
I know. I can. I know I can. I know I can. I go on for days about this shit, you know, because it's my life. So, but no, I want to appreciate anybody who takes the time to watch this.
You're awesome. And
to really listen to what I'm saying, because I mean I'm not high right now. You know, it's a regular day for me right now. And this guy's awesome. I hope more people like your page.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Bye guys.